Right, welcome back to another game of AIG Baseball. My name is Brian Hafferkamp. I'm the designer and creator of this game. And in this game, we're actually going to play 3 games. We're going to try to play the most basic version of the game. And I've actually created a new sheet, just a one-pager with a player finder for each type of out, base running and ground out rules. And you can do a fly out depth with some modifiers for the XB if you want to advance on those. So we're going to play a opening day, 1984. This is between the Boston Red Sox and the California Angels, live from the City of Angels in Los Angeles, California. It's actually Anaheim. And so we're going to have Boston up first. And I printed off both teams. We got Ken Forsch on the mound, and he'll be opposed by Bruce Hurst. So Hurst here, the #1 starter. Looks like we got everybody in here. I had to substitute Bill Buckner for whoever they had. Dave Stapleton was not on the list, but he did get the opening day start. So let's make sure everybody's on there. In the camera, I mean. Okay. All right, and in order to interact with that player finder and everything, we have one extra D10 that we're going to roll, and then this, of course, the initial roll off of the batter's card, and we don't need that second set there. So we're going to have just one roll, and then it's not really a modifier, but it's just for the player finder, fly out depth. This will tell us where the ball has been hit in terms of singles and stuff like that. All right, let's do it. And this will be Jerry Remy, Dwight Evans, and Wade Boggs for Boston. This is pitch #1 on the season. Ken Forsch to the mound. Forsch is a +1 on his home runs, -1 on wild pitches, +2 on strikeouts, and -3 on walks. So good at striking people out, and doesn't walk a lot. So, or at least walks less than the average. And Remy to the plate. He is here. Jerry Remy, 44 for him is going to be a strikeout. Next up, Dewey Evans, 56 to Evans is into his ground out range, but let's see if that gets modified. It's a +2. So 33 to 57 is going to be a strikeout, and that's 2 strikeouts for Ken Forsch. And a 98 to Wade Boggs. 98 is going to be a pop-up, and that is a pop-up to first. So 3 up, 3 down for the Red Sox in the top of the first. And Bruce Hurst will come out, the left-hander for the Red Sox. He'll face off against Brian Downing, Rod Carew, and Juan Benitez to start this one. 91 to Brian Downing is going to be a line out. That's a line out to the first baseman, as he hits it hard, but he hits it right to Bill Buckner, who makes the play. Rod Carew up now, playing first base. Carew is here. A 55 for him is into his strikeout range. Bruce Hurst is a 0 on his strikeouts, so that that will be a strikeout. And an 80 to Juan Benitez is going to be a ground out. That's going to go to the shortstop, and it's telling me here that I need to do a defense check. So I have just sort of your regular 1 through 6, and then for 7, 8, and 9, and 10, 2 of them are for errors and 2 are for defense checks on the infield, or on the second base and shortstop. So this is a hit to shortstop. We're going to check his defense rating, and I need to get that. There it is. So the shortstop is Glenn Hoffman. Hoffman is here. He's a -5 for his defense, or his defense, however you want to say it. And here we have a 1 to 100 check. He's a -5, so less than or equal to -2, and he's going to get to it with a 1 to 20. It's an 86, and that's going to go through for a base hit. So a better shortstop would have made the play, but as it is, Juan Beniquez gets it by the shortstop, and Hoffman can't make the play. So Doug DeCinces to the plate with 1 on. And a 16 to DeCinces. That's going to be a base hit down the right field line. With 2 outs, the runner's going to take third. That's sort of always my homebrew rule with 2 outs. And a 29 to Freddie Lynn. Fred Lynn in right field in this one. 29 is going to be into his walk range. So Hurst is a +1 on walks. And that will be a 2-out walk. That's going to load the bases. And all of a sudden, the water got real hot real fast in this one. And it'll be Bobby Grich to the plate. Oh boy, an 11. As Bobby Grich with a base hit, that is to the right fielder. Everyone's going to move up 2 bases. So that's going to be a 2 RBI single for Bobby Grich. And that will be a 2-0 lead for the Angels. The Angels finished in 2nd place in their division in this season. Dick Schofield, 55 will be a ground out that goes to the second baseman. We got to do an error check on the second baseman. That's Jerry Remy. That's not going to be an error. So we'll go 4-3 on the putout, and that will be out number 3. So California puts 2 on the board in the first. They take a 2-0 lead against Bruce Hurst and the Boston Red Sox. So Forsch out with a 2-run lead. He'll face off against Rice, Easler, and Tony Armas. Jim Rice, a 78, is going to be a ground out, and that'll be hit to the shortstop. Let's see if there's an error on the play. No error. We'll go 6-3 on the putout, and that's out number 1. Mike Easler to the plate, a 70 to Easler. That will also be a ground out, also to the shortstop, but this time it's a defense check. And the defense this time goes to Dick Schofield. Schofield is a -1. So a marginally better chance to get to the ball for Schofield. So we have our defense check here. Less than or equal to -2. So -1 to 0 is here. A 98 is going to be no, and that's going to get through for a base hit. So base hit for Mike Easler past the second baseman. And that will bring up Tony Armas, the center fielder. 31 to Armas is going to be a, well, let's see if it's a walk. Forsch is a -3 on his walks, so that's actually going to lead to a strikeout. So big change there. Rich Gedman, the catcher, he's somewhere over here. There he is. 84 is going to be into his flyout range. That's going to be a flyout into the right center field gap, caught by the center fielder. So F8. And Boston gets their first base runner of the game as Easler hits a single, but he can't be brought around. And so we head to the bottom of the 2nd inning, and it's going to be California up against Bruce Hurst. They put up 2 runs in the first. Let's see what they can do here in the second. Bob Boone, Gary Pettis, and then back to the top with Downing. Bob Boone of 31 is going to be into his strikeout range. Let's see. Hurst walks are +1, so 28. So 29 to 50. That'll be a strikeout. Next up, Gary Pettis, switch hitter, batting right-handed. An 11 is going to be a base knock. That's right up the gut into center field. Pettis is an SB+, so we're just going to try to steal second with him. 1 to 82, he'll be in there safely, and he is. So when they're in SB Plus, they can steal at any time in the game. They're frequent and good base stealers. So man in scoring position for Brian Downing, a 004. That could be serious trouble for Hurst. Hurst is a +1 on his home runs. Downing is a 2-6, so really a 2-7. And a 4 is going to be a big blast down the left field line as he puts this one out of the park, and the Angels taking it to Bruce Hurst. As that's another 2 runs. Pettis comes in on the home run to left field. And just like that, 4-0 Angels. 53 to Rod Carew is a strikeout. So Carew with 2 strikeouts in the game. Sort of uncharacteristic for him. And Juan Benitez, the left fielder, a 49 is going to be another strikeout. So 2 strikeouts to end the inning, but a 2-run blast from Brian Downing down the left field line gives California a 4-0 lead in this one. Opening day, 1984, between the Red Sox and the Angels. Billy Buckner to the plate, a 43 to Buckner will be a strikeout. Brings up Glenn Hoffman. Hoffman, the shortstop. A 9 to Hoffman is going to be a base hit. That's down the right field line. Hoffman, not with great speed, so we're not going to try to send him to second base, but down the line, I would give him a chance using his XB to go to second. Brings up Jerry Remy. Remy, a 13. 13 is going to be another base hit. This one right into left field, so a solid line drive to left. And the runner's going to hold up at second. Dewey Evans with 2 on the pond. 65 to Evans is a ground out that goes to the first baseman. So we need to look at our ground out, base running on ground out rules. We have runners at first and second, 0 or 1 out. Routine grounder, R1 is forced at second base, R2 advances, batter safe. So we have force out here on the fielder's choice. That'll be out number 2. This guy is going to advance on the fielder's choice, and this guy is going to go here on a 3-6 put out. So we have runners at the corners now with 2 down, and that brings up Wade Boggs. 27 for Wade Boggs. Could be good for Boston. 27 right at the top of his single range as he knocks one through the right side, and that's going to be an RBI single as the runner goes to third. And coming in from third base is going to be Glenn Hoffman. So that cuts the lead to 4-1 as Boggs with an RBI single to right. Jim Rice, a ground out his last time up. 52 is going to be a strikeout, I believe. Yep. So he strikes out to end the inning. But Boston does get on the board. They put up 1 in the third. They now trail 4-1 against the Angels. We go to the bottom of the third. Bruce Hurst will be facing off against the middle of the order, Doug DeCinces, Freddie Lynn, and Bobby Grich. All right, first time up, DeCinces with a single and a run scored. A 62 this time is going to be a ground out. That goes right back to the pitcher, and he'll flip it to first for the 1-3 put out. That's out number 1. Brings up Freddie Lynn. Freddie Lynn with a walk. Got as far as third base, but couldn't bring him in the last time. 36 to Fred Lynn is going to be squarely into his strikeout range. And so that will be out number 2. And Bobby Grich to the plate. A 100 for Bobby Grich. 100 will be a wild pitch. So we're just going to basically roll that over. That's just to the backstop and a ball. 66, so with nobody on base, a wild pitch doesn't mean anything. 66, actually it wasn't a wild pitch. It was, he was a hit by pitch. So 100, that basically goes to a 0. We'll call that a foul ball. Anytime a play just goes away because of a minus, I usually call that a foul ball. So we'll call that a foul ball. Next up is a 66, a grounder to first base, and he will flip to the pitcher covering. That is a 1-2-3 inning for Bruce Hurst. Go to the top of the 4th inning. 4-1 is our score. Ken Forsch can go 9 innings for his stamina, so no issues there. Whenever we want to bring him out, that's when he's going to come out of the game. 18 for Mike Easler, who's 1 for 1. Easler is going to be 2 for 2 as he hits one past the first baseman into right field. And that will be 1 on with nobody out. Tony Armas to the plate is 73. For Armas, it's going to be a ground out that goes to the shortstop, and that's a good catch. Let's see, runner at first base, nobody out, double play attempt. So what we're going to do is we are going to roll against Tony Armas' speed. So we assume the out at second, and that'll be out number 1. We'll roll against Tony Armas' XB rating, which is a 70. If it's less than 70 or equal to, he's safe, and we'll call that a 6-4 fielder's choice. So he's safe at first. Brings up Rich Gedman to the plate. Gedman is the catcher, and he's over here. So lefty batter, 82, is going to be a fly out. That goes to right field. So we'll say F9 on the put out. And we have a runner at first base. Let's check the fly out depth. The depth is a medium fly out, and so there is no modifier if you want to move up. I'm not tempted to do that with Tony Armas. His XB rating is a 70. And we have Billy Buckner coming to the plate. 37 for Buckner. He struck out his first time up. Bill Buckner, a 37, is going to be a strikeout. Yep. So Buckner strikes out to end the side. Boston gets 1 runner on a single from Easler, who's 2 for 2. But they can't do anything with it. And we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Still 4-1. California over Boston. No Reggie in this game. Not sure if he was hurt, holding out. Not sure what was going on. It'll be Schofield, Boone, and Pettis. Schofield, in his first at-bat, grounded out to second. This time he is going to strike out. That'll be out number 1. He's 0 for 2. Bob Boone to the plate. Booney with a 48. 48 is going to be a strikeout. So back-to-back Ks for Bruce Hurst. And that will bring up Gary Pettis. Pettis, a 73. He had a single in his first at-bat. He scored on the home run from Brian Downing. 73 is going to be a ground out. That goes to the first baseman. And he'll take it to him first himself. And that will be a 1-2-3 inning for Bruce Hurst. Bruce Hurst cruising along in this one. Forsch had a little trouble early on, but he has settled things down a little bit. He'll face off against Glenn Hoffman, and then back to the top of the order with Remy and Evans. 63 for Hoffman. That's going to be a ground out. That goes to the first baseman. He'll toss it to the pitcher covering, and Forsch steps on first for the out. Brings up Jerry Remy. 39 for Remy. Will be squarely into his strikeout range, and he's down for the second time on strikes. He's now 1 for 3. Brings up Dewey Evans. Evans on with the fielder's choice in his last at-bat. 48 is going to be a strikeout. So a couple of strikeouts in the inning for Ken Forsch. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for California. They hold a 4-1 lead as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Bruce Hurst back out. He has 8 innings pitched for his stamina. So a couple of big-time number 1 starters here. Back to the top of the order with Downing, Carew, and Juan Beniquez. 5 to Downing. That's serious trouble as 2 home runs in the same game for Brian Downing, this time to right center field. as he hits a boomer over the right center field wall. That's a 2 home run game for the California DH. It's now 5-1, California over Boston. Rod Carew 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. 27 to Rod Carew is, I think, going to be in his walk range. It will. And he takes a walk down to first. And that'll bring up the third place hitter, Juan Beniquez. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. Beniquez and 86. That'll be a fly out down the right field line. So catch is made in right. That'll be out number 1. Carew down the line. Let's see, it says it's a fly ball to the line. That's going to be medium deep, and he will get a -10 to his XP, so he's not going to be going anywhere. Brings up Doug DeCinces. Doug DeCinces is 1 for 2, a 25. That's going to be into his walk range, so a couple of walks in the inning for Bruce Hurst. And he has given up a couple of home runs as well. 13, this is a big one from Fred Lynn with 2 outs. 13 is going to be a base knock. That's straightaway left field. Advancing, everybody's running on the play. So advancing home is going to be Rod Carew, and going to third is Doug DeCinces. Freddie Lynn with a solid single to left field makes the score 6-1. Bobby Grich to the plate. 85 to Bobby Grich is a fly out. That's going to go down the left field line, and it is deep down the left field line, but playable. And so we're going to say F7. That's out number 2. It's a deep fly ball, so this runner from third is going to get +10 to his XB rating. So he goes from a 70 to an 80. We're going to try to score him. 1 to 80, he's in there, and he does. So we'll call it a sac fly. Another RBI. It's now 7-1. And that'll be Dick Schofield to the plate with 1 on. Schofield, 48. That'll be a grounder. Let's see, Bruce Hurst is a plus. Okay, so grounder to second base, and we need to do a defense check again on who's the second baseman. Second baseman Jerry Remy. Remy is a 0. So let's see if this gets through for a hit. If it does, we might need to remove Bruce Hurst. I don't know. He's a 0, so 87 is here. No play. And that means that gets through for a base knock. That'll send this runner to third base. And we have runners at the corners for Bob Boone. 51 to Booney is going to be a grounder. That goes to the catcher, a little tapper to the catcher. First and third. We don't have any rules there, so he'll just go 2-3 on the putout. Third out of the inning, but California cashes in with 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th. It's now 7-1. California over Boston. That'll be the last inning there for Hurst. So we go to the top of the 6th. It'll be Ken Forsch to the plate. He's facing off against Boggs, Rice, and Easler. Wade Boggs with a 55. That's going to be a strikeout from Ken Forsch. Jim Rice to the plate next. A 35 for Jim Rice will be a strikeout. So Ken Forsch bringing it, looking like he was 23 years old again. A couple of strikeouts there. He's got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 strikeouts in 6 innings. 0-9 to Easler. Easler is going to find himself with a 2-bagger. Yep, that's a double over the right fielder's head. And Easler having a day. He's 3 for 3. A double and 2 singles. Brings up Tony Armas. Let's see if Armas can come through. A 001. That's going to be a rare play. And we do have our rare plays. So we can incorporate those here. Let's see what happens on the old rare play. 88. Player throws the glove in frustration, hits the ump. A warning is ensued. I'm not sure why he did that, but we'll re-roll. A 007 to Tony Armas is going to be a home run chance. Force is a +1, so that 2 to 9. So that's going to be a home run for Tony Armas. As he knocks in 2. The score is now 7 to 3. Rich Gedman to the plate, a 92 for Gedman. That's going to be a line out as that's hit to the shortstop. L4 on the putout, that'll be it. But Boston does come back with 2 in the top of the 6th. Good inning for them. And we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. We're going to replace Bruce Hurst. Let's see, we need someone with some length. How about Rich Gale? So Gale comes in the 6th, 5 innings for Bruce Hurst. And it'll be Gary Pettis up first. Gale is here. He's +1 on home runs, -1 on wild pitches, +1 on walks. We have another rare play. Check out our rare plays. 59. Runner dives back to first, dislodges the bag, ump rules safe. Okay, so that doesn't apply to us, so we're going to re-roll. There was nobody on base, so there's no way to dive back to first. Who are we? Gary Pettis, 47. That's going to be a strikeout for out number 1. That brings up Brian Downing. Downing, quite a game. 2 for 3 with 2 home runs and 3 RBIs. A 28 is going to be a walk. He's going to add that. So he's been on base 3 out of 4 times in this one. That'll bring up Rod Carew, the Hall of Famer. He's 0 for 2, a couple strikeouts and a walk. A 54 to Carew. Where are you? That will be another strikeout. So 3 Ks in the game for Rod Carew. And we have 2 down with 1 on for Juan Benitez. Benitez, a 63. That'll be into his ground out range. And that will be a ground out to second base. So we'll go 4-3 on the putout. Simple throw to first. And that is all she wrote in the bottom of the 6th. So the Angels get 1 on, but they can't get him around to score. Gale does a nice job coming out of the bullpen. And it will be Ken Forsch coming out for the 7th inning. Let's see if he can continue to hold this Boston offense at bay. It's 7 to 3. California over Boston. We have an 8. That's never good. Billy Buckner to the plate. 8 for him is going to be a double. Ken Forsch is a +1 on his home runs, so that's still a double. And that's a double down the right field line as it rattles around in the corner. Buckner stopped thinking about triples a long time ago. It'll be Glenn Hoffman to the plate, a 97 for Hoffman. 97 for Hoffman is going to be a pop-up. That is popped up to the catcher. We'll go P2 for out number 1. No advance from the runner. Runner in scoring position for Jerry Remy. Remy is 1 for 3 with a couple of Ks. And 89 to Remy will be a line out that goes to the first baseman. We don't have any line out rules Let's roll a D10. If it's a 10, he'll be out at second base. We'll try for the double play. It's a 6, so we'll say L3. No double play, as Bill Buckner scrambles back to second base. Probably hit so hard he didn't even get off the bag. We have a 100. That is going to be a wild pitch in everybody's book. Just about. Oh, it's not. We have a foul ball. So no wild pitches for Ken Forsch. And so we roll again. 42 to Dewey Evans. 42 is going to be a strikeout. Boston gets a runner to second base on the double by Buckner, but they can't bring him around to score. So no runs on 1 hit and 1 left on. For Boston. We go to the California end of the 7th. It's Doug DeCinces, Fred Lynn, and Bobby Grich against Rich Gale. All right, Doug DeCinces. DeCinces is 1 for 2. A couple runs scored. He's got a single. A 77 for DeCinces will be a ground out. And that ground ball goes to second base. We have to do a defense check for the second baseman, Remy. What is Remy? Remy is a 0. He is a 0 on his defense. So we look at our chart for the defense check. And a 0 is here. So he needs a 1 to 35 to make the play. It's a 17, and he does make the play. Good range. Showed by a not very good range player as he makes the catch and throw to first. Brings up Freddie Lynn. An 8 to Fred Lynn. Fred Lynn is 1 for 2. An 8 is going to be a 2-bagger as he rips one. One hops off the wall in center field. That was a laser beam from Freddie Lynn. He'll be at second base for Bobby Grich. 37 to Bobby Grich is into his strikeout range, and that will be out number 2. California runner in scoring position for Dick Schofield. Schofield, very nice, with the base knock right at the top of his single range. And we are going to call that, on a 10, I'm going to call that an infield single. So not going to score the runner, but it will move him along. Brings up Bob Boone. I always want to say Brett Boone. 81 for Bob Boone will be a flyout. This one is hit to straightaway center field, and that will be out number 3. So nice job by Gale. He strands 2 runners in the 7th, and we head to the top of the 8th inning. This one is 7-3, California over Boston. And let's, who do we have? We have Ken Forsch still on the mound. And again, he can go 9 innings, so there's no modifiers when he comes out of the game. It's because we choose to bring him out. He's pitching well. We're going to see if he can complete this one. Wade Boggs to the plate. Boggs is 1 for 3 with an RBI. A 50 to Boggs will be a strikeout. So second strikeout of the game for Wade Boggs. Brings up Jim Rice. An 18 to Jim Rice is going to be a base knock down the right field line. Jim Rice now 1 for 4. Mike Easler to the plate. 43 for Easler. That will be a strikeout. So a couple strikeouts here for Ken Forsch, and he has just been a machine today. Tony Armas to the plate. Armas with a 2-run homer his last at bat. But a 52 is going to be another strikeout. So 4 strikes out the side. Boston gets a runner on with Jim Rice's single, but they can't get him around to score. And it is continuing 7-3 in this ball game. We'll keep Rich Gale out there. He's pitching well. He's got a 4 for his stamina. So they can get away with just using 2 pitchers in this one. They'll do it. He is going to face off against Gary Pettis, Brian Downing, and Rod Carew here in the bottom of the 8th. 71 to Pettis is going to be a grounder. That's going to go to shortstop. We're going to check the error. Unless it's a high 90, there's really no need to check the errors there. So we'll go 6-3 on the putout. No need to look and see what his error rating is. That's what I mean. So back to the top of the order, Brian Downing having a game. 2 for 3, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs. 94. He goes for a third homer, but he's going to pop this one up. That is popped up to the second baseman, and we'll call that P4 on the putout. So, last chance in the 8th is Rod Carew. Rod Carew with a 41 will be another strikeout, and so uncharacteristic of Rod Carew. He's got the golden sombrero with 4 Ks, and just a tough start to the season for him. That will end the 8th inning, and we go to the top of the 9th. Who's in the game? It's Ken Forsch. He's going to try to close this one out with a complete game. He's up 7-3. Pitched really well. Quality start in this one. And he'll face off against Gedman, Buckner, and Glenn Hoffman. Gedman at 41 is going to be another strikeout. So we'll have to total up those strikeouts as Forsch is setting them up and laying them down. 36. This might be another one to Billy Buckner. Forsch is a +2 on strikeouts and a -3 on walks. So a 30. So the walks go down and the strikeouts go up. And that will be another strikeout. And let's see if the old man can strike out the side here. 47 to Glenn Hoffman. And he will strike out the side. Wow. So in the 9th inning, 3 up, 3 down, 3 Ks adds to his total. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 Ks. What a day for Ken Forsch, who goes 9 innings in this one. And our final is 3-5-7-2-3. So Boston takes game 1. And let me get set up for game 2, and then we will bring that. All right, welcome to game number 2. We're all set up and ready to go. This will be Boston at California again from the City of Angels. April 4th, 1984. California won game 1, 7-3. I plan to play out this entire 3-game series. Let's see if we can do this in an hour and a half or so. We are at less than 40 minutes. So we got game 2 coming now. Maybe it'll take a little less time. I put their defensive numbers on here, so be a quicker reference. And let's get started with this one. It's going to be Mike Witt, the ace for California. He's a +5 on his Ks. No modifiers for home runs, wild pitches, or hit by pitch, or walks. He can go 8 innings before we need to think about any rules to remove him from the game. And he'll be opposed by Bobby Ojeda. So first up for Boston, Jerry Remy, then Dewey Evans, then Wade Boggs. 89 for Evans is going to be a line out. That is a line out to first base. And he hits it hard, but he hits it right too, the first baseman. Who is that? Rod Carew. 71 for, oh, sorry, Jerry Remy. I think that was right. I think that's right. So Dewey Evans, 71 for him is going to be a ground out. That goes to the third baseman. Nice throw across the diamond, and that is out number 2. Of course, in this game, if you wanted to roll for the error every time, you could. Just get a little realism in there. I do have some error checks on the shortstops and the second baseman. Otherwise, not really doing too many error checks here. Wait, and I'm going to do on balls hit to the gap, I'm going to do some defense checks on the outfielders. So 75 for Wade Boggs will be a ground out. That goes to third base as well. So 1-2-3 inning for Bobby Witt and the Angels against Boston. It'll be Bob Ojeda coming out. He's a left-hander. He's facing off against the California Angels. Downing, Carew, and Benitez to the plate. Downing with a crazy game in the first. He had a couple of home runs and 3 RBIs. First up this time, 18. He continues his hot hitting ways as he lifts one over the third baseman down the right or the left field line, and that's going to be a base knock for Brian Downing. Not a lot of speed there. Brings up Rod Carew, 91 for Carew. That'll be a line out to a 10. So that's actually going to be a foul ball. So on a 10. That'll be a foul, and he gets another crack at it. 49. 49, that's going to be a strikeout as he continues to strike out. at an alarming pace. His manager said after the game it was highly unusual, but we'll see. Maybe just starting out of the gate slow. Juan Benitez to the plate. 89 for Benitez is going to be a flyout. And that is also a foul ball. So a 10 on a flyout. He hits it foul and out of play. Benitez again, a 41. That goes into the strikeouts. Now, Bob Ojeda is a +1 for strikeouts. So, and he is a +2 for a walk. So his 39 turns to a 41. That's actually going to be a walk, as he walks more than normal. And that will put runners at first and second with just one out. Doug DeCinces to the plate. 41 to DeCinces is going to be a strikeout. So no doubt there. And that's out number 2. 2 on the pond for Freddie Lynn. Lynn, a 55. 55, his strikeouts are +1, so that's going to be a strikeout. So he strikes out the side, does Bob Ojeda. He also allows a single and a walk. And we go to the top of the second, no harm, no foul. Still tied at 0 as Bobby Witt comes out, Mike Witt. And he will face Jim Rice, Mike Easler, and Tony Armas. Jim Rice with a 51 is going to be a strikeout. So Bobby Witt with a +5 on his strikeouts. Mike Witt. I'm always thinking Bobby Witt Jr. especially, but I grew up watching Bobby Witt pitch more than Mike Witt. Living in Texas as not a Ranger fan, but a Ranger watcher. That was all we could get on TV back in the day. 005, Mike Easler. He continues his hot ways, and this is going to be a bomb into right center field as Mike Easler puts Boston up 1-0 with a solo home run. Brings up Tony Armas to the plate. Armas, 74. That'll be a ground out to the shortstop. Let's do an error check real quick. No error on the play. So we'll go 6-3 on the putout. That's out number 2. 1-0 Boston, 2 down. Rich Gedman to the plate at 15 is going to be a base knock for Rich Gedman as he hits it past the second baseman into center field. And that will be 1 on for Billy Buckner with 2 down. 72 for Buckner is a ground out. That goes to third base, and he'll make the easy throw to first. So Boston gets on the board with 1. They take a 1-0 lead on the Mike Easler home run, who has been everything for them in this series so far. Brings up Bobby Grich, Dick Schofield, and Bob Boone for the Angels against number 1 starter 2 starter Bob Ojeda. Excuse me. Bobby Grich to the plate. 31 for Grich is going to be a walk. So Bobby Grich at first. He takes a walk. That walk comes courtesy of Bob Ojeda. 31 to Dick Schofield. 31 is going to be a strikeout as Schofield doesn't walk much. And with 1 out and 1 on, Bob Boone stands into the plate. 70 for Bob Boone is going to be a grounder. That goes to third base. Let's see. We have a runner at first base and 1 out. Routine ground ball, force at second, batter safe at first. So we're going to take the force out here, and that'll be out number 2. And then he is going to be there with a 5-4 fielder's choice. Brings up Gary Pettis to the plate. A 95 for Pettis is going to be a pop-up. And that goes to the third baseman. We're going to do a defense check on the third baseman. That's Wade Boggs, who's a +10. So 7-10 on a 77. That is, yes, that's going to be a catch. So on the pop-up, Boggs ranges out into left field, and he makes the catch for a P5. So that's going to be the third out of the inning. Boggs, a terrific third baseman for a long time. And California gets a couple on, but they Can't get him around to score, and we head to the top of the third. Mike Witt back out to the mound. Slender right-hander. Has taken care of business here. He does have, he trails 1-0. He gave up a home run to Mike Easler back in the second. It'll be Hoffman, Remy, and Evans for Boston. 53 to Glenn Hoffman is a ground out. That's going to go to the shortstop. We're going to do a defense check. -1 to Dick Schofield. He's here. A 39 is going to be, no, that's going to be through for a hit. So on with a base knock as he gets it just past the shortstop is Glenn Hoffman. Hoffman, not a speedster. 36, this will be Jerry Remy coming to the plate. 36 is into his strikeout range, and that will be a K. So out number 1, as Remy is now 0 for 2, brings up Dewey Evans to the plate. 82 will be a fly out. That goes out to the left center field gap. It's a center fielder check, so we'll do a defense check on Tony Armas. He's a -6, but it looks like he might make the play. Less than -2, 1 to 20 is a yes, and he gets there into the gap to make a nice running catch. So we'll go F8 into the gap. Glenn Hoffman will get a +5 if he wants to tag up. With Wade Boggs coming to the plate. Let's go ahead and have him tag up, and we'll see if he can get to second base. So Glenn Hoffman, he's a 70. He becomes a 75. 1 to 75, he's safe. And he's just there ahead of the tag. So he will advance on the F8. So I guess that's called a fielder's choice. And it'll be Wade Boggs to the plate. Oh, and that was a good move to get him in scoring position as Boggs with the base knock past the first baseman down the right field line. And that's going to be an RBI single for Wade Boggs. 2 outs, we give everybody a extra base. Boggs on now in front of Jim Rice. Rice struck out in his first at-bat. He's going to get wood on it here as he flies out to center field. This time to the right center field gap. We're going to do another check and see if the center fielder gets there. This time he does not. So having a bad center fielder is... Oh, that's not right. It's Gary Pettis. So 78, Gary Pettis is a +9. 78 is right there. He makes the catch. Nice running grab in right center field. I think... maybe I did that wrong up here. I was doing it off of the Tony Armas. So it should have been Pettis. Either way, he made that catch in center field. So that's going to be another catch for Gary Pettis. Glad that worked out. But a 2-0 lead now for Boston as Pettis ranges over into right center field to make a nice running catch. That saved a run. And that will take us to the bottom of the third inning. 2-0 Boston over California. Out again is Bob Ojeda. He'll face off against the top of the order, Downing, Carew, and Beniquez. 54 to Downing is going to be into his strikeout range. So Downing with down on strikes. Out number 1. Rod Carew to the plate. This time he gets a little wood on it. 25 for Rod Carew is going to be a base hit. This one he sneaks past the third baseman into left field. And that will be a base knock for Rod Carew. Beniquez walked his first time up. 77, though, is going to be a ground out. That goes to the second baseman. We'll see if there's an error on the play first. 90 possibility of an error. Who is the second baseman? It's Jerry Remy. Remy's error rating is 97, so he's good to go. And... second baseman makes the play, and we have a runner at first base with 1 out. So that's going to be a force out at second, and the batter is safe at first. We'll go 4-6 on the fielder's choice. Doug DeCinces to the plate. 12 for DeCinces. He struck out in his first time at bat, but he's going to hit a single here. That's going to be an infield single. as we get a 10, and that'll be a base knock. Runners now at first and second base for the Angels. Fred Lynn looking for the big hit, and he's going to get it. A 16 for Freddie Lynn is a base hit right up the middle. A screamer past the pitcher, and that'll be an RBI single for Fred Lynn. Going to third base is Doug DeCinces. Brings up Bobby Grich to the plate. Grich with a walk in his first at-bat. 53 to Grich will be Ojeda is a +1, so that's going to be a strikeout as Bobby Ojeda gets the K to end the inning. That should be out number 2 and out number 3. That ends the inning, but California cuts the lead in half, 2-1. Our scores, we go to the top of the 4th, Boston over California. This is game number 2 of the 1984 season. Mike Witt back out to the mound. He'll face off against Easler, Armas, and Gedman. A 91 to Mike Easler. Easler with a solo bomb in his first at-bat. He's going to line out here, and that's going to be a liner to left field. Good catch in left field by Juan Benitez. And that brings up Tony Armas. Armas grounded out in his first at-bat. 55 will be a strikeout as Mike Witt with the strikeout touch brings up Rich Gedman, the catcher. He had a single in his first at-bat. 82, not such luck here as he flies out to straightaway left field. And a 1-2-3 inning for Mike Witt in the top of the 4th as Boston goes down in order, and we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Still 2-1 Boston over California. California is going to send up Schofield, Boone, and Pettis against the lefty Bobby Ojeda. 12 to Schofield will be a base knock as he hits one through the hole on the left side. He's now 1 for 2. 43 to Bob Boone. That'll be squarely into his strikeout range. Boone, kind of a strikeout victim. And it's 1 down with 1 on. We have a 1. That's going to be a rare play. Let's get our rare plays and see what wackiness ensues. First rare play of the game, 96. Drizzle starts mid at bat. The ball slips out of the pitcher's hand and hits the batter. Drizzle in Southern California leads to a hit by pitch. It was a stray storm, and we have a hit batsman. I would normally, in the other game, I would check for an injury here. After a hit by pitch, you can roll to see if there's an injury. I'm not going to do here in the basic game. So Brian Downing to the plate with 2 on. Excuse me, a 90 to Brian Downing will be a line out to the shortstop. So we'll go L6, and let's roll again. A 10, they're going to get the closest runner, which would be at second base. Oh, they almost get him. But that's going to be out number 2. Both runners get back safely. And that will be Rod Carew to the plate. He's 1 for 2. 72 for Rod Carew will be a ground out. That's bounced to second. Let's see if there's an error on the second baseman. No need to check that. That will be a good throw to first, 4-3 on the putout. So California gets 2 more on base, but they can't bring them around to score. And we'll head to the top of the 5th inning. It is 2-1 Boston. Mike Witt back to the mound. He's facing off against Buckner, Hoffman, and Remy. 42 to Billy Buckner will be a strikeout. Mike Witt with the Midas touch. And it'll be Glenn Hoffman to the plate. He singled and scored in his first at-bat. 40, no luck here as he strikes out. And he is strikeout victim number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Mike Witt. And that's going to bring up Jerry Remy. Remy to the plate. He's 0 for 2. He struck out his last at-bat. 89 for Remy is going to be a line out as he hits it hard, but he hits it right to the center fielder. Coming in hard is the center fielder Pettis. Good center fielder, and he makes the catch for out number 3. 1-2-3 inning again for Mike Witt. As California sets down Boston in order. No hits, no runs, no walks, 2 Ks. And none left on base for the Red Sox. Bob Ojeda goes out with a 1-run lead into the 5th inning. He can go 8 innings, so both pitchers with good stamina here. He'll face off against Benitez, DeCinces, and Fred Lynn. Benitez, an 89, will be a fly out as he hits that to center field. We're going to do a check on the center fielder. This time it is going to be Tony Armas. Let's see if he makes the play. He will not, and that's going to drop for a base hit. So a soft single into the gap for Juan Benitez. He's on base for the third time. He scored in his last time on base. He's just an SB minus, so no threat to steal. Brings up Doug DeCinces, 1 for 2 with a single. 32 for DeCinces. It says it's his walk range. We have a +2 on his walks, so that becomes 34. So that is going to be a walk for DeCinces as he walks for the first time in this game. Runners at first and second now for Freddie Lynn, one of the top hitters in the American League. He has a single with an RBI, the only RBI for California in this one. 28 is into his walk range, and that will be a walk. So back-to-back walks for Bobby Ojeda as they go out to the mound and have a little visit. Bases loaded, nobody out. We're going to play the infield in, and we have one infield in situation. Oh, we don't. We have a bases loaded situation. So we're going to, if there's a grounder, we're going to try to force it home. And then we'll try for the home to first double play. So that's what we're going to do. So no infield in necessary. 81 to Bobby Grich. He gives it into the air. This is a fly out to center field. And that'll be a catch for out number 1. Let's see the depth. The depth is a shallow fly ball. Shallow fly ball, you're going to get a -20 on your running speed. So Benitez is a 70. He becomes a 50, and no need to chance that. So everybody's going to hold. Couldn't get the deep fly ball. Let's see if we can get something better. It could be Dick Schofield. Bob Ojeda is a 0 in his home runs. So a 2 to 3 is going to be a home run for Dick Schofield, and he lays into one as he knocks it over the left field wall, and that's going to be a 3-run a grand salami for Dick Schofield, who comes through in the clutch with a big 3-run home run, and that's going to give California the lead. 1, 2, 3, 4, a grand slam for Dick Schofield. Wow. It's now 5-2, California over Boston. Bob Boone to the plate, a 60 for Booney. He is going to be a ground out. That goes to the second baseman, a little too hopper to second, no problem at first. That'll be out number 2. 4 runs in on the grand slam from Dick Schofield. And Gary Pettis to the plate. He is batting right-handed in this game. 71 is going to be a grounder. That's also bounced to second base. And no problem at first as he gets him by a couple of steps. And we put a 4 up there in the bottom of the 5th as California turns this game on its head. Mike Wick went into the 5th with a 1-run deficit. He comes out with a 3-run lead. Top of the 6th inning, it'll be the heart of the order for Boston, Evans, Boggs, and Rice. 64 for Dewey Evans is a grounder as he taps one in front of the plate. The play is made at first base by the catcher, as Bob Boone, an excellent catcher. 24 to Wade Boggs. Boggs 1 for 2. 24 is going to be a base knock. That one is lifted over the third baseman down the left field line. Getting to it quickly is the left fielder Benitez, and he gets it in and holds him to a single. Boggs now 2 for 3. Jimmy Rice, 98. He gets just under this one. That's going to be a pop-up, and that is to first base. We're going to do a defense check on the first baseman. The first baseman is Rod Carew. He's a 0, and I don't think he's going to make the play. 73, he does not make the play. So that's a pop-up that's going to land in right field as Carew can't get to it. And that will be 2 on now. as Mike Easler comes to the plate. 41 for Easler. He's 1 for 2 with a solo homer back in the second. 41 to Easler is a strikeout. 2 outs in the inning, 2 on for Boston. Boston trying to get into this one. Need a big hit from Tony Armas. 85 for Armas is a fly ball that goes out to right center field. Let's do an error or a defense check on the right fielder. Freddie Lynn, he's a -1. That means he has to have a 1 to 35 to make the catch. Otherwise, that's going to be a base knock, and he does not make the catch. Not a great outfielder, at least at this stage of his career. And Tony Armas is going to hit another single. With 2 outs, that's going to send everybody around. They were running on the play. And so that'll be a run-scoring single for Tony Armas into the right center field gap. Brings up Rich Gedman. Oh boy, a 4. Mike Witt is a 0 on his home runs. Rich Gedman is a 2 to 7 for a home run, and he blasts one to left field. That's going to be a home run for the Boston catcher, as he knocks in 3 runs with a homer. So everybody comes around to score. Armas and Jim Rice come in. And this is a 4-run inning for Boston, who answer back. They now lead 6 to 5, and it is Billy Buckner to the plate. Buckner at 25. That's going to be a single past the second baseman into center field. And Glenn Hoffman, a 66. Hoffman, where are you? 66 is going to be a ground out. That goes to the shortstop. We'll do a defense check on the shortstop. That's Dick Schofield. Not a great chance here. 1 to 35, and that's going to be through for a base hit. So he goes to third, and a better manager would take out Mike Witt, but I'm not going to do it. Jerry Remy, and 83. I'm sticking with my guy. First and third, and 83 for Jerry Remy is going to be a fly out. That goes to the left center field gap, and we are checking the center fielder again. Armas, can he get there? He's got a oh, sorry, it's Gary Pettis. He's got a much better chance. He gets there, makes the catch in left center field. As he runs it down in the gap, that's going to be out number 3. So Boston bats around, and they get 4 themselves as they answer the 4 from California in the 5th. It's now 6 to 5, and all of a sudden, Bobby Ojeda goes back out with a lead. Bottom of the 6th inning, it'll be the top of the order, Downing, Carew, and Benitez. And let's see if Ojeda can settle down some. He's got an 8 innings pitched for his stamina. Downing, 67, is going to be a grounder. That goes to the second baseman. We'll do an error check. That is not an error. And so we'll go 4-3 on the putout. Brings up Rod Carew. Carew is 1 for 3. 72, he's had kind of a rough go of it here. He bounces to the second baseman. We'll do another error check on him. And up to the job is Jerry Remy, as he makes another throw to first. And last chance in the 6th is Juan Benitez. Benitez, a 53. That'll be a strikeout, as Ojeda gets the strikeout. 1-2-3 inning for Bobby Ojeda, who comes out after getting 4 in the top of the 6th to come out to a lead. And let's go to the top of the 7th inning. We're going to give Mike Witt a little bit of leash here. Not too much, as Boston has a 1-run lead. Dewey Evans, a 73. That'll be a grounder to the second baseman. No problem at second base for Bobby Grich. Wade Boggs, he is 2 for 3. He's got a couple of singles and an RBI. 64, though, he is going to ground out to the shortstop. Let's see, there's an error check. And no error on the play. We'll go 6-3 on the putout. And that brings up Jimmy Rice. Rice, 1 for 3. He had a single and a run scored. 66, that'll be a grounder to the second baseman. So no problem at second. 1-2-3 inning for Mike Witt as he settles down a little bit in the 7th. California comes up against Bobby Ojeda in the bottom of the 7th inning. It will be DeCinces, Lynn, and Grich. They accounted for quite a bit of damage back in the 5th. 37 for DeCinces. That will be a strikeout, I believe. Yes. So strikeout. And that is the 2nd time that DeCinces has struck out against Bob Ojeda. The lefty Ojeda against the lefty Lynn. Lynn 1 for 2 on the day. He's got an RBI and a run scored. A 50 though is going to be a strikeout. Two strikeouts in the 7th, and maybe a third here. Bob Grich. He is going to ground out, and that'll be a ground out right back to the pitcher. 1-3 on the putout. Nice easy 1-2-3 inning for Bob Ojeda. Go to the top of the 8th. It is 6-5, and we're going to leave Mike Witt out there. He can go 8 innings before we have to do anything. So let's see if he can get through Easler, Armas, and Gedman. Easler 1 for 3 with a homer. 88 is going to be a fly out this time. That's to dead center. And that'll be out number 1. Brings up Tony Armas. Armas is 1 for 3 as well with an RBI and a run scored. 79 to him will be a flyout. That goes to straightaway right field. And a couple of flyouts here in the 8th. Boston with a 1-run lead, 6-5. They are clinging to it, looking for some extra insurance runs. Mike Witt trying to get through this inning and settle things down, give California a chance. Rich Gedman to the plate. He had a 3-run jack in his last at bat back in the 6th. He's 2 for 3 with a homer and a single. A 93 though is going to be a line out, and that goes to the shortstop. So L6, another 1-2-3 inning for Mike Witt. In the 8th, he had a couple of rough innings here, especially the 8th. Not much you can do about it now. So we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Bob Ojeda will face the bottom of the order, Schofield, Boone, and Pettis. Schofield, the shortstop, hit a grand salami in his last at-bat. 57, though. That's going to be a grounder as he pounds one to the shortstop. Shortstop is Glenn Hoffman. He's a -5. Not much chance of making this play. 80 is going to go through for a base hit. Schofield now 3 for 4 with a couple of singles and a home run. He's standing at first base for Bob Boone. 15 sounds pretty good. That's going to be an infield single as he puts it in a perfect spot, and the catcher legs it out to first for a hit. Gary Pettis to the plate. Pettis batting right-handed here. A 63 will be a grounder. That's going to go to the shortstop. Let's see if there's an error. No chance for an error. So we got a shortstop with runners at first and second and nobody out. Routine grounder R1 is forced at second and everybody else is safe. So it's going to be a fielder's choice here. This guy moves up and this guy is safe on a 6-4. So we have runners at the corners now. This should be out number 1. And 1 out. 46 to Brian Downing. Oh, he's going to get him with a strikeout. Clutch strikeout from Bob Ojeda. So California's got 2 on here. Bob Ojeda trying to close this one out. And it's 2 on with 2 outs. And Rod Carew to the plate. So the Hall of Famer. Let's see what he can do. Carew not a big home run threat. And he is going to hit a fly ball here. This is into the left center field gap. Let's check. The center fielder Armas is not good. So he's racing after it. 51. He's not going to get there. That's going to be a base hit. And that will score 1 as the runner comes home from third. And this runner here will wind up at third base. We'll have runners at the corners now. It's a tie ball game at 6. And Juan Beniquez up to the plate. Oh boy, a 2. Beniquez is a 2-4 for a bomb, and wouldn't you know, that's one batter too late, right? And that's going to be a 3-run jack for Juan Beniquez, who goes homer, and can you believe it? In the bottom of the 8th inning, down by 1, the Angels score 4 more. We need to get Bob Stanley in there. Like I said, one batter too late. He goes 7 2/3. And Bob Stanley is right here. He's the closer, 67 to Doug DeCinces. He's going to get a ground out. That's going to go to short. And we will say 6-3 on the put out. That'll be out number 3. But it's one batter too late as Juan Beniquez does the damage. It's now 9-6 with a 4-run bottom of the 8th. California takes the lead. We are also going to switch out. Do we have a closer for this team? We don't have a proper closer. So let's go with Bruce Kyson. Is that the guy? You know what? We got enough lead. Let's go ahead and let Mike Witt try to finish this one out. That will be 2 complete games for them. And so let's let him finish this out. It's Buckner, Hoffman, and Remy. And if he gives up a run, he's got to come out. If he gets a couple of base runners, he's got to come out. And maybe right off the bat, Buckner takes him deep. Mike Witt, he has no modifier for home run, so 2-4. And Billy Buckner does the business as he hits one out to right field. And that's going to get Boston a little bit closer. It's now 5, 6, 7, so 9-7, and we're going to have a new pitcher here. Let's go with, they don't have a proper closer. Let's go with Bruce Kyson. And Witt, a valiant effort, goes 8 innings. And Kyson will come in to face Glenn Hoffman in the top of the order. 35 for Hoffman is going to be a strikeout. Strikeout number 2, he's 2 for 4 on the day. Good production from the bottom of the order. 39 for Jerry Remy. Remy is 0 for the day. 39 will be a strikeout as well, I believe. Yeah. 30, yeah. That's a strikeout. And that's 2 quick outs for Bruce Kyson. And 85, he's facing off against Dewey Evans. That'll be fly ball out to center field, a can of corn. And that is out number 3. And that is the end of the game, as Boston gets 1 in the 9th, but that's all. And they are going to lose 5, 6, 7 to 8, 9. So 9-7 is your final, as California takes the first 2 games in this series. And we're going to put away 1 sheet, and we'll come back with the next and the final game of the series. All right, we are ready for game 3 of this 3-game set. This one was played on April 5th, so games on April 2nd, 4th, and 5th. Boston at California to begin the season in Southern California. First game was won by California 7-3. Second game, a barn burner, 9-7. And let's see what we get in game number 3. It will be Dennis Eckersley opposed by Ron Romaniak. Romanic. I'll say Romanic. I don't actually know how you say it. I've never heard of this guy. But he is a number 2 starter for California back in 1984. And he'll face off against Remy Evans and Boggs here in the first inning. So let's get this one started. 76 for Jerry Remy. That'll be a ground out, a little tapper in front of the plate. Good play by Bob Boone down to first base, and that's 1 out. 54 to Dewey Evans is, let's see, Romantic is a -5. So he's down to a 50. So a 54 becomes a ground out. That's going to be to the shortstop. Let's see if there's an error on the play. No error. As we go 6-3 on the put out, and that's out number 2. Wade Boggs to the plate. 97 for Boggs. He gets under it and pops it up. That's going to be a little pop up to the shortstop. No problem at short. And that's 1-2-3 inning for Romanek. I'm sure it said romantic. I don't really want to sound like I'm saying romantic. So I'm going to say Romanek, and I'm going to give him the soft A that way. All right, Brian Downing, Rod Carew, Daryl Sconyers in the game. Brian Downing, a 7. This is against the Eck. He's a +2 on homers, so giving up a lot of homers. Not as many strikeouts or walks, so pitching to contact in 1984 for the Red Sox. 007 to Downing. Downing is a 2-6, but he's a +2 for home runs, which makes him a 2-8. And right off the bat, that's going to be a jack for Brian Downing, who hits it out. And Downing continues his hot ways. That's his 3rd homer of the series. Yeah, that will bring up Rod Carew as California takes a 1-0 lead. A 98 to Carew, that's going to be a pop-up to the catcher. So just in front of home plate, we get an out. And Daryl Sconyers gets his first at-bat of the series, 41. Sconyers is here. That's going to be a strikeout, as that's out number 2. And Doug DeCinces to the plate, 56. For DeCinces is going to be a ground out, and that grounder goes to second base. Let's do an error check. No error on the play. 43. And so over to first for the out. That's a 1-0 lead for California after 1 on the Brian Downing home run. So Romanek comes out. He'll face off against Rice, Easler, and Armas. Jimmy Rice with an 88. That's going to be a poke out to right field, but caught in the air. So that counts as an out in baseball. And that brings up Mike Easler. Easler in 83. He's had an excellent series, but he's going to pop this one out to left field. And that'll bring up Tony Armas. Armas also with a fly out. This one goes into the left center field gap. We're going to check the left fielder. The left fielder is Brian Downing. He's just a 0 on his range, which means that he needs a 1-35 to make this catch. Otherwise, it falls for a hit, and it will fall for a hit. So Tony Armas, a little soft hit out to the gap, and that will put him on first base. Rich Gedman to the plate. It's a 14 for Gedman. That will be a single as he hits one through the hole on the left side. We are not going to send him to... Well, we'll send him to third. He'll make it. 2 outs. He goes to third. Have one addition, Ed Jurak. Hopefully it's not Urak, but it's Jurak. He is going to play for Billy Butner. Butner taking a day off after 2 starts in the first 2 games. So Jurak pays dividends. A 9 is going to be a triple for Jurak down the left field line, and that's going to be a bases clearing triple. Must have been a misplay out there, but that brings 2 runs home, and Boston takes the 2-1 lead. So 2 RBIs for Jurak, making the most of a start, and brings up Glenn Hoffman to the plate with a man in scoring position. Hoffman, not a great series so far. He hits a fly ball. This goes out to left center field. Checking the left fielder. The left fielder is Downing, and let's see if he can make the play. A 42 is no good, so that's going to fall for a base hit. And that will bring in the 3rd run of the game for Boston, as that's an RBI single for Glenn Hoffman. Brings up Jerry Remy. Remy, a 51. 51 will be a ground out. That's a little tapper to the catcher. So we'll go 2-3 on the put out as Boone makes the throw to first. And that's it for the second inning. But Boston puts up a 3 spot as they take a 2-run lead, 3-1 over California. Out for the second inning is Dennis Eckersley. The Eck gave up a home run to Brian Downing, but settled down and got 3. He'll face off against Freddie Lynn, Bobby Grich, and Dick Schofield. 30 to Freddie Lynn is potential walk. Let's see, Eckersley is a -3 on walks, so that makes him a 28. So a 30 is going to be into his strikeout range, so he gets the strikeout. So a bit of a change there. Bobby Grich stands in. Grich, a right-handed batter against Dennis Eckersley. Eckersley leaves one out over the plate, though, and that's going to be drilled into right center field. And that'll be a solo bomb for Bobby Grich as California powering up in this one. They got 2 solo homers. That cuts the lead to 3-2. Dick Schofield to the plate. He is going to line out to the first baseman. That's out number 2. And Bob Boone stands in. A 9 to Booney will be a single as he gets it past the third baseman into left field. So a 2-out single for Bob Boone. And that'll bring the number 9 hole hitter Gary Pettis to the plate. Switch hitter, hitting left-handed. A 5 for Pettis. Let's see, 5 is going to be a triple for Gary Pettis as he hits one to dead center, rattles around, and Gary Pettis is at third base before you can blink. So Pettis with an RBI triple ties up the game at 3, and that brings up Brian Downing. Downing with a homer in his first at bat. He is going to strike out. That's the third out of the inning, but not before the Angels strike again. They put up 3. It's now 3-3. Boston and California tied in this third game of the series. Boston tried to salvage 1 of 3 if they can. Romanic is going to face off against Evans, Boggs, and Rice. Dewey Evans with an 11. That's going to be a double 2-bagger into the left center field gap as he slides safely into second base ahead of the throw. And that'll bring up Wade Boggs. Oh boy. A 2 to Boggs. Romanic is a 0 on his home runs. Boggs, a 2 is guaranteed to be a home run for everybody, unless the pitcher has a minus. So that is going to be drilled into the opposite field as he goes over the left center field fence. Boggs tags it. Warm night. The ball is flying out of the ballpark. And Jimmy Rice to the plate. It's now 5-3. Lots of scoring here in the first part of the game. Jim Rice, a 33 or 35, will be. So Ks are less, walks are less, a 32. So that's going to be a strikeout for Jim Rice. He's now 0 for 2. 1 out in the third. Mike Easler to the plate, a 23 for Easler. That'll be a single as he hits one into right center field, a frozen rope, and that will be a runner on with 1 out. 2 already in for Boston. 40 to Tony Armas is going to be a strikeout. So 2 Ks in the inning, 2 outs, and Rich Gedman to the plate. A 68 to Gedman will be a ground out, and that's going to be hit to the second baseman. We're going to do a defense check on the second baseman. That is Bobby Grich, not good. 1 to 20, he'll make the play. Oh, and it's a 25. It just gets past his outstretched glove into center field, and that will push the runner to third base. So with 2 outs, we have runners on the corners for Jurek. 29. Uh-oh, that's into a walk range. His walks are -2, so that makes him 23 to 28. And that is going to be a strikeout. So he avoids the walk and instead strikes out the side, but he does give up a home run and 4 hits. So 2-run lead now for Boston. They're up 5-3, and we go to the bottom of the third. This turn out to be a football score here. So Eckersley on the mound. And he'll be facing off against the middle of the order, Carew, Sconyers, and DeCinces. 96 to Rod Carew. That's a pop-up. That's going to be popped up to shortstop. Let's see if there's an error on the play. As the shortstop goes back on it and makes a nice catch in left center field. And that will be, we'll say P6. Sorry, that was terrible. That's a pop out to the shortstop, and Sconyers stands in. 28 to Sconyers is going to be a potential walk. His walks are -3. So that makes it a 27. He's got a 28, and that'll be a strikeout instead of a walk. So Sconyers goes down for the second time with a strikeout. Doug DeCinces to the plate. A 40 for DeCinces. That's going to be a strikeout. So a couple of strikeouts to end the inning for Dennis Eckersley, as he's got the breaking ball working. And that is a 5-3 lead for Boston as we go to the top of the fourth. They're trying to salvage again one game out of this set. They've already dropped 2 to Boston. They dropped 2 to California. First up, Glenn Hoffman, then Jerry Remy, then Dwight Evans. 41 to Hoffman is going to be a strikeout. Yep. That'll bring up Jerry Remy to the plate. Remy is over 2. A couple of groundouts to the catcher, which is odd. 18, he gets his revenge as he slaps one past the third baseman. That'll be a base knock. So Jerry Remy at first with 1 out, and Dewey Evans to the plate. He's 1 for 2 with a double. Evans is going to hit this one out to left field. That'll be down the left field line, and that's going to be caught in left. Out number 2. Let's see, that was hit to the warning track in left field. Down the line. That's going to be a +10 if we want to advance Jerry Remy. He becomes a 1 to 80. Let's go ahead and do that because Wade Boggs might knock him in, and he is going to advance on that fly ball. So we'll say F7. He advances. So he gets to second base just ahead of the throw as Evans flies out deep to left field. That's going to bring up Wade Boggs. Boggs with a 2-run jack in his last at-bat. A 29 is into the walk range of Wade Boggs, and he is going to take the walk, I believe. Let's see. Romanek is a Romanek. He's a -2, so a 33. Yeah, he's going to take a walk, and he's on base. Runners at first and second. And we have a 100. A 100, let's see. Romanek doesn't have any modifier for his wild pitch, so that's going to be a wild pitch. Sorry. And the runners will move up 90 feet. A 48 to Jimmy Rice will be a strikeout. So, big time strikeout for out number 3 with 2 in scoring position for Ron Romanek. And that's going to strand 2 for Boston in the 4th. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Eckersley goes out. He'll face off the middle bottom of the order. Lynn, Gritch, and Schofield. A 62 to Freddie Lynn. He struck out in his first at-bat. 62, though, is going to be a grounder. That's tapped in front of the plate. Good play by Gedman as he throws down to first. Brings up Bobby Gritch. Gritch with a solo homer in his last at-bat. 71, though. He is going to get on top of this one. That's hit to the shortstop. No error on the play. And that will be out number 2. Dick Schofield to the plate. A 6 is dangerous. Schofield with a triple on his 6 as he laces one down the left field line. Misplay in left field, I think, as Dick Schofield winds up with a 2-out triple. He's 1 for 2. And Bob Boone will step in, the catcher, he has a 95. A 95 is going to be a pop-up as he pops it straight up the chute to the catcher, and that'll be out number 3. So they strand a runner at third base. California finds themselves down 5-3 as we head into the top of the 5th. They're going to send Romanic out there. He can go 8 innings. Like I said, the number 2 starter for them. Mike Easler, a 48. 48 is going to be a strikeout, and Easler now 1 for 3. Armas 1 for 2. 34 to him. Is into his strikeout range. Let's see. Strikeouts, walks are -2, so 30. And we have a 34. So that's going to be back-to-back Ks for Romanic. Not a big strikeout pitcher, but he does get a couple of strikeouts here. And Gedman to the plate. Gedman is 2 for 2 with a run scored. He's had a good series. 91, though, is going to be a liner. And this goes to right field. Good catch in right field by Freddie Lynn. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for Ron Romanic, who is gave up 5 early but has settled down just a little bit. Eckersley goes out with a 2-run lead. He is going to be facing the bottom of the order, Pettis, and then back to the top with Downing and Carew here in the bottom of the 5th. Pettis is going to pop it up. This goes to the first baseman. We're going to do a defensive check on the first baseman. Jurak is a 3. A 0.05, I can almost guarantee you it is. So he had a 1-50 chance there. And he makes the play on the pop out to short right field. Brings up Downing. Downing is 1 for 2 with a solo homer. 78 will be a fly ball. That goes out to dead center. No problem in center field for Tony Armas, who makes the catch. Rod Carew up to the plate. Carew having a tough series. 92 is going to be a liner, so he hits it hard. But he hits it right to the center fielder. Another good play out in center field. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for Dennis Eckersley. The Eck making it happen here in game number 3, trying to get a win for the Boston faithful. Romanic comes out for the top of the 6th. He'll face off against Jurak, Hoffman, and Remy. Jurak, a 74. That'll be a grounder. That goes to second base. Do a quick error check. No error on the plate. Good throw to first, and that's out number 1. Jurak is now 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs and a run scored. Glenn Hoffman to the plate. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI. 45 to Hoffman will be a strikeout, I believe. Let's see. It goes down to a 44. That's actually going to be a ground out to the shortstop instead of a strikeout. So we'll go 6-3 on the putout. And 2 quick ones here in the 6th for Romanic. 69 to Jerry Remy. That'll be a ground out to second base. We're going to do a defense check on the second baseman. That's Bobby Grich. 1-20, he makes a play. Otherwise, it's a hit. It's a 1, and Bobby Grich with a nice play at second base gets to a tough grounder, and that's a 1-2-3 inning as he gets a little tip of the cap from Ron Romanic. 5-3 is our score, and Dennis Eckersley out for the 6th. He'll face off against the heart of the order, Sconyers, DeCinces, and Lynn. Sconyers is 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. He is going to get a base hit here as he hits one through the box and into center field. Sconyers no threat to steal. He is an SB minus, and that brings up DeCinces. DeCinces 0 for 2. A 30 for him, though, is a possible walk. Eckersley a -3 on walks makes it a 28, and that turns a walk to a strikeout. So Eckersley with good control leads to a strikeout instead of a walk, and then brings up Freddie Lynn. 25 to Fred Lynn. He's 0 for 2. 25 is going to be into his walk range. So 2 runners on now for Bobby Grich. Grich 1 for 2 with a homer, and he's going to get something else good here. Let's see. A 17 is going to be a base knock to right field. And let's push our runners here. Sconyers is a 70. The right fielder is Dwight Evans, he's a -9, so that's going to actually add 9. Let's go ahead and try to have him score. 79, 1 to 79, he's safe at the plate, and he is safe. So he comes around to score on the single, RBI single from Bobby Grich. That cuts the lead to 1. It's now 5 to 4. And Dick Schofield to the plate. Schofield with a 6. That'll be a triple 6 as he hits one deep into the corner in left field. And he's going to leg out a triple right ahead of the throw. That'll be a 2-run triple as Lynn and Grich both come around to score. And a 2-run triple for Dick Schofield. He's actually got 2 triples in the game. That means he's rolled a 6 twice into a bat. A 1% chance of doing that. And that's what he did. Bob Boone to the plate. He's 1 for 2. A 94 is going to be a pop-up as he pops this one up to the first baseman. And the squeeze is made at first by Jurak. And we have a runner at third with 2 outs now. Gary Pettis standing in. A 100 is going to be a wild pitch, I believe. Let's see, his wild pitches are 0, so it is. As 1 gets away, and that's going to be another run on a wild pitch. So that one on Eckersley. Pettis still at the plate. A 27 to him will be into his walk range. Eckersley is a -3, so that makes him a 25. 27 is going to be a strikeout. So Eckersley comes back to get Pettis after the wild pitch, but he does give up 4 runs, and he gives up the lead. So 7 to 5 is the score as Eckersley frustrated with himself after that inning. This has happened in almost every game. So California gets behind, and late in the game they come back with runs. Let's see if they can hold the lead here. It's 7 to 5. Boston over California. California over Boston. Evans, Boggs, and Rice come out against Romanic. Now Romanic can go 8 innings, so he's got some stamina, but he is going to give up a bomb here to Dewey Evans, who hits one to left center field, and that will be a solo home run for Dwight Evans as he ties the ball game. It's now 7-6. Wade Boggs to the plate. Boggs in 87. That'll be a fly out to right center field. We're going to check the center fielder. Center fielder is Pettis. He's a 9. So this is a defense check. 73 is going to be yes, as he gets to it in the gap and makes a good catch. It pays off to have a good center fielder in this game. And 1 out with Jim Rice coming to the plate. He's over 3 with a couple of strikeouts. 56 is not going to help that, as Romanic is a -5 on strikeouts, so that will be a grounder to the second baseman. 4-3 on the putout. And Mike Easler to the plate. Easler with a 52. He's had a good series, but in this game he's just 1 for 3. 52 is going to be a strikeout. So he strikes out to end the inning. They do get a solo home run from Dwight Evans. And we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. It is 7-6 California. Let's get... who have we used? We've used Rich Gale. Let's go with Steve Crawford for the win. So Steve Crawford. We're going to pull Eckersley. So Crawford comes in the 6 innings for Eckersley. He's given up 7 runs. And we are going to have the new pitcher come in and face the top of the order. Downing, Carew, and Sconyers. Crawford a -6 on Ks, so more of a contact pitcher, but doesn't walk more than the average. 47 to Downing. What is he? He's a -6. So makes it a 48. So he is going to get a strikeout. Not a big strikeout pitcher, but he gets one there as Downing goes fishing. And that'll be one out in the inning. 85 to Rod Carew. Carew with a fly out that is into the right center field gap. We're going to do a check on the center fielder, Armas. Armas has to roll low, and he doesn't, so that's going to fall for a base hit for Rod Carew. Carew now 1 for 4. 85, that's going to go to Sconyers. An 85 is a fly out that goes to straightaway right field, no problem. In right field, that'll be out number 2. Let's see. The depth on the ball is a medium fly ball, and that will be what? Medium fly ball is going to be a 0, so he would have to go on his own there. He's a 70. They need base runners. We're going to go with Doug DeCinces, and that's a good move as DeCinces rolls a 7, and that will be a double into the right center field gap for DeCinces. Run scoring double, as that brings home the run from first base. And just like that, the game is tied. So California, oh, I'm sorry, they're up 1. So 5, 7, 8 to 6. So they add to the lead. Apologize. Freddie Lynn to the plate at 64 is going to be a ground out to the second baseman. That'll be the 3rd out of the inning. But California tacks on one more. In the 7th, we go to the top of the 8th. It is 5, 7, 8 to 6. 8 to 6. We're going to send Romanic out there again. He can go 8 innings before we have to do anything. He's got a 2-run lead. If he gets in trouble, we'll have to bring somebody in. But he's facing off against Armas, Gedman, and Jurak. We'll see if Billy Buckner's a little better choice. Looks like maybe he is. So we might get a pinch hitter for Jurak. Armas is 1 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. 65 is going to be a grounder as he hits this one to second base. But we're going to test the defense. Bobby Grich. It's got to be a 1 to 20 for him to make the play. He made the last one we tested, and he doesn't get to this one. So that's going to be a base knock into right field. So a hit for Tony Armas, and that'll bring up Rich Gedman to the plate. Gedman is 2 for 3, a couple singles. 82, though, is going to be a fly out. This goes out to the right field line. That'll be caught on the line. Let's see about the depth of it. 10 is to the warning track, and when it's hit to the warning track, you're going to get a plus 10. Let's see, Armas is a 70. He would become an 80. He's going to not advance on that one. Since it's to right field, I'm not super inclined to do that unless you're almost guaranteed, which I don't think they have anybody on this team that's more than 70. I have to check and make sure that that's right, because that doesn't seem right. Everybody's a 70. That's not right. All right, I have to go back and look at that. These 84 teams are not necessarily ready to go. So Jurak, we're going to get Billy Buckner. He's going to come in and pinch hit for Jurak. Buckner, lefty hitter, against Romanic, a 13. That's a good choice, as he laces one into right field. Base knock. He hits a right to the right fielder, so we're not going to advance the runner there. But we got Glenn Hoffman standing in. A 65 for Hoffman will be a grounder to the second baseman. Let's see if there's an error. 29, no error. So we got runners at first and second, and one out. That means the runner at second base is forced, and everybody else is safe. So I believe it was to the second baseman, right? So we'll say 4-6 on the fielder's choice. And that will be 2 outs. 2 down with runners on the corners. And Jerry Remy coming to the plate. 39 for Remy. Is into his K range. Let's see about the walks. So Romanic is a -2. So a 28. That's going to extend that. So that's going to be a strikeout to end the inning. 3 down. 2 are left on by Boston in the 8th. And they can ill afford to do that anymore. It's 5, 7, 8 to 6. 8 to 6. Is that right? 3, 5, 6. Yeah. 8-6 is our score. We're going to get a new pitcher for Boston. Let's go ahead and bring in Stanley. So you got Roger Clemens on there, I see. Let's bring in Bob Stanley. So we had Crawford in the game. Stanley needs to try to keep it close. All right, boys, you got to make it one more inning. Bob Stanley. He'll face off against Gritch, Schofield, and Boone. Bobby Gritch, 2 for 3 with a homer, a single, and 2 RBIs. So standing as the player of the game so far. Maybe a Schofield with 2 triples, though. Pretty solid. An 80 to Bobby Gritch. He's on here somewhere. There he is. An 80 is going to be a fly ball. That's going to wind up being a foul ball with a 10 modifier. 92, he gets under this one. Actually, he squares it up. That will be a line out to right field. As he hits it hard, but he hits it right to the right fielder. It'll be Dwight Evans making the play on the liner. Dick Schofield to the plate. He's 2 for 3, 2 triples, a run scored, and 2 RBIs. 73 for Schofield. He pounds it into the ground, and he hits it to the shortstop. Got a defensive check. He's a -5, so 1 to 20 he makes the play in the hole. It goes through for a base hit. Not a great shortstop at short, and that will be a single into left field. Bob Boone to the plate. He's 1 for 3 with a run scored. 23 for Booney will be into his walk range, and so he's going to be on with a 1-out walk. 2 on now with 1 out. And Gary Pettis to the plate. 31 to Pettis. Let's see here. 31 is going to be into his strikeout range, so he's going to get the strikeout. 2 Ks for Gary Pettis. He's out number 2. And that brings up Brian Downing. 50 for Brian Downing will be Stanley's a -3. So 51, that's going to be a strikeout for Bob Stanley. As he gets Brian Downing, the 3rd out of the inning, he has the trifecta, 3 strikeouts on the day. And we head to the top of the 9th inning. Let's get a new pitcher in. Let's bring in Kyson. He did a great job in the first game, and he's going to try to preserve this lead. It's 8 to 6. 8 to 6. 5, 7, 8. 8-6. He's got a 2-run lead. He's facing off against the heart of the order. And he will... Romanic, terrific game. Goes 8 innings, gives up 6 runs. Well, adequate game. Maybe not terrific. But it's going to be Kyson against Evans, Boggs, and Rice. Boston down by 2. They need a 2 spot here. They got the right guys up. So Evans is 2 for 4 with a double and a homer. 2 runs scored and RBI. 71, though, is going to be a grounder as he hits this one. Scalds at the second base, but good play at second base for Bobby Gritch, who gets the throw to first. That's out number 1. Brings up Wade Boggs. Boggs, a 34. Let's see. Kyson is a +2 on his walks, so that is going to be a walk. Always dangerous to put runners on base when you have the lead. Let's see what happens. Jim Rice, 0 for the day. And 85 to Jim Rice is going to be a fly out. That goes out to the right center field gap as he hits that one hard. And we are checking the center fielder, who is Gary Pettis. A 23. Pettis is going to get there on the run like a gazelle. Makes the catch in the gap. When the ball's hit, let's see, it's a 6, so medium fly ball into the gap. There's no modifier there. Nope, there's a medium fly ball +5 into the gap. So, who do we have on base? Wade Boggs. Doesn't have great wheels. He's a 75. He's not the most important run there, so no need to get him thrown out at second base. And it'll be Easler to the plate. He's 1 for 4. A 53 for Mike Easler is going to be a strikeout, I believe. Let's see. Kyson is a +8 on his strikeout, so oh yeah. He is going to get struck out to end the game, and that is going to also end the series and a sweep to begin the season, as California wins this one by a score of 8-6. So our 3 games here, California wins game 1 7-3, they win game 2 9-7, and they win game 3 8-6 as a high-powered offense. For the Angels, they come back with 5 in the 6th and 7th innings to put Boston away. The big game here from Dick Schofield, 3 for 4, 2 triples, 2 RBIs, a run scored. And also for Bobby Gridge, who had a homer, a single, and 2 RBIs. Romanek pitched just well enough. Kyson comes in for the save, the 1-inning save. Bob Stanley pitches a scoreless inning. And that's it. So playing 3 games in a row, we are at 1 hour and 52 minutes. So you can play 3 games. You know, it's going to take you 30 to 40 minutes. That's playing with this new sheet here that gives you some, it's kind of a medium play game, I guess, but it gives you all of the players for each different type of out. It gives you what to do on the base running for ground outs, and then it also gives you fly ball depth, and then what to do as far as modifiers on base running advancement for fly balls as well. And then also playing with the defense check. That might need to be sculpted just a little bit because these guys down here don't have much of a chance to get to the ball. So maybe we need to up those numbers just a little bit. But didn't play with any hit and run or sack bunts or anything like that. It's the American League, so probably not doing too much of that with the American League players. Boston goes down. They start the season 0-3. California starts 3-0. I'm not going to continue this. Just wanted to see how long it would go to play 3 games in a row. And so about an hour and 50 minutes, a little bit under 2 hours to play 3 games. And that would be the full series. So if you had a couple hours, you can play a whole series just using these cards. If you didn't want to play any of this with the player finder and you just wanted to do just kind of basic playing, just rolling right off of the batter cards with no pitcher interaction, that's going to take you about 20 minutes or so. Adding the pitchers with a little bit more detail adds a little bit to the game, 10 minutes or so. And if you want to play with the advanced charts, fully advanced charts, which look like this, these are for walks and wild pitches, hit by pitch. These are all the ground outs and pop outs. And then you have more detail in the base hits as well. So if you wanted to play with this, it's going to take you 30 to 45 minutes, something like that. Each of these give you how to sort of figure everything out. So you don't really need this sheet here, because everything you need here is sort of on these sheets and tells you and directs you what to do and how to do everything. But it just gives you more color commentary about what happened on the play. How did you get the triple? How did you get the home run? Where did it go? That type of stuff. And then for ground outs and the different types of outs, it tells you what player gets the ball. The bold is error check, so there's a lot more error checks in this game. There are some checks for defensive checks and things like that that are automatically put into this. And then you have obviously pitchers and catchers. I like to print them one team on one sheet. That way I can just sort of flip them over like that, and you can figure that out for yourself about what's the best way to do that for you. All right. If you want to try this game, you can just email me at clarkandaddisongaming@gmail.com. I'll send you not to 1984. I'm still kind of working out that set, but I have 2024 MLB, and I have those teams I'll be happy to send to you, and you can print them out and play the teams. I'll be doing a little bit more with this game probably as the season goes on. If you want to test it, what I'm looking for is just feedback. Why are you getting stuck? What needs to be added? What things are really good? Like what do you really like? And what things you don't really like so much? Or maybe they could, if they were removed, it wouldn't be a big deal. Are there things, I don't want to get too detailed with the players because I think I'm kind of running out of room here. So I think I have everything I need for the players. For the cards. But if there's something absolutely essential that's missing for the cards, you can feel free to put those, send me some feedback and let me know about that as well. If you like this video, you can give it a thumbs up. If you like what I'm doing and want to learn more, you can go to clarkandaddisongaming.com. That's where I sell all of my products. Everything is PDF on the website. If you look for the On Base Baseball Pocket Edition, that is a pre-printed set. That's the only pre-printed cards that I do, and you can get those at thegamecrafter.com. If you're interested and you've been here before for the hockey game, you can email me about playing the hockey game. If you go to the website in the free section, you can download AIG Baseball. You'll get 3 full seasons of players with their cards that you can download. That game is in beta, so it's really just being played until I can get full season sets out there, but you can get 3 seasons that you can play for free. A season from the 70s, 80s, and 2000s. So different seasons there, but I'm going to wind up releasing everything from 1970 to today. Will be released. I'm still thinking about the 60s, whether I should go back into there and release those, but right now. So everything from 1970 on will be released now, and that's what I've got for that one. For this game, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do as far as classic seasons, but definitely the first season will probably be 2024. I'll just keep up with the seasons that have come out, and then I do plan to do classic seasons. I just need to figure out everything, obviously, with the extra bases and probably stolen bases as well. Those are not worked out yet. So stolen bases they're moving, so either 79, 78, okay, 80. So it's just the extra bases didn't get picked up for some reason, so I'll have to check that out. And yeah, I think that's it. Thank you everybody for your support along the way. I know I'm putting out a lot of content, a lot of games, and a lot of people enjoy them, but I know it's a lot. I feel a little bit like play, where you just kind of get hit with a lot of games and stuff like that, and trying stuff out and new things I'm working on. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, by the way, click on subscribe, and you'll get notified of new content whenever it comes out, usually 1 or 2 videos a week. This is an excessively long video for me, but just trying to get the 3 games in to try those out. If you want to connect on Facebook, there's a Facebook group for Clark and Addison Gaming Company, and that's where you'll get the information, and a lot of things I post there don't really get posted anywhere else. So if you want to be in the know with everything that I'm doing here, you can join that group or subscribe. Those are our main social channels, YouTube and Facebook. So just go to Facebook groups, put in Clark and Addison Gaming, answer a couple questions, agree to the group rules, and I'll let you in. And then there are files that you can, games that you can play in the file section that I haven't really released anywhere. I'm still working toward having a subscription model at clarkandaddisongaming.com. You'll be able to subscribe and get free games and free seasons of games like this that I'm putting out there for everybody to play. Some games will be unpublished. You'll get a free premium season every month. From a published game that's already out there, you'll just get a free season to download. And it'll also be a place to just kind of connect with me and connect with others in there. May not happen until the fall. There's lots of movement going on in our life at this point. So when things settle down, I'll make sure that I get that. I just want to make sure that that is rolling out consistently, and I can do that consistently. So when everything gets settled, we'll definitely do that. And just wanted everybody to be aware of it. All right. So California takes 3 over Boston to begin the 1984 season. And a lot of offense in these games and not a lot of pitching. So big innings in some of these, but good times playing this game, and I've really enjoyed kind of putting it together, working with the AI to create some depth and ease of play at the same time. So if you like it, give it a thumbs up. And again, if you want to play this game, I'll send you the files. Just send me an email to clarkandaddisongaming@gmail.com. All right, I think that's it from here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.